Hello, and we're going to look at some web plasma, and it's not normal looking, you all. It's not. It's from a live webcam in Australia, and you know what I've been documenting in Australia, all these lightning strikes. Um, there's so much lightning strikes still occurring. So let's go over there for the moment in Australia, just so we can like get a recap. So we got 45,216 lightning strikes just in this one area of Australia. So, like this one square. Now it's 42,516 lightning strikes in this area. But let me put this back to me. What I've done is I've went to a live webcam at Sydney Park in Australia. And it's down here by the coast. I couldn't tell you where it's at. It's probably in these rainy areas right here. But let's look at here on this. Let's look on this map right here. Sydney Park, Hyde Park in Sydney, Australia. This is where it's located right here. It's a war memorial, is what it is, and there are lightning strikes, which they are packed. They're packed with electrons in them. They are. Let me come over here to this live webcam. I want to see if I'm live. I hope I am. I really do hope I am. Okay, I am live. That's wonderful. Hello there, bang, bang, mucka, bang. You all put me back on here. So we got this. We got these lightning strikes still happening. And, I've been watching Australia. Really have. They have a lot going on over here in this area. But let's look over there. I've got this right behind me. This, let's go see this live webcam. Let me take you over here to it. This is the live webcam right here. Sydney Park. It looks pretty during the daytime. It does. Let's look at it. This is really pretty. It's a war memorial, and it's really beautiful, and it's green, and I'm sure it's got a lot of energy associated with it. I really am sure of it. So I wanted to look at with all these pictures they got of it. I don't know what this is right here, but it looks like somebody crucified upon a cross or something backwards, or a head hanging. I don't know what's going on with that, you all. I have no idea about these war monuments, what's happening, but it bound to have some energy left over in it. Just a little, that looks really pretty, you all. Look at that. Wow. The whole area, they got one of these, St. Louis, an arch kind of like this too. An Anzac Parade Memorial Walk. So that's where these lightning strikes, the plasma, is right here in this area right here at this war memorial. So we're going to look at it. We're going to look at it, you all. I'm going to show you some pictures of it that I've noticed in these screenshots, and we're going to look at it when it comes on here. Just for one moment, you all. Let's look at this. So the air is so charged. It's so charged with plasma. Thank you all for coming. Bang, bang, muckle, bang. Apple Brooks, king of a hookah mundo. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. I want to show you some of these right here. And there's one thing I will want to point out. Some of these, of course, it's raining there because they got all this lightning strikes going on. And these feelers right here, I call these feelers, they're extensions. They're like probing. It's part of their, mechanism. Look at this. How can a lightning strike, I want to show you this, not a lightning strike, rain or plasma, whatever you want to call it. How can it have a straight line in it like that? How can it when it comes down? But it did. A straight line in it. And if you look at the tips of these, look, it's on the tips right here. You got this black, they kind of reminded me of cubes. I'm not joking. Like some of the cubes, but a lot of the lightning, a lot of these raindrops, they have this black solid line and then a white. And I'm thinking, are these man-made? See, look right here is what I zoomed up on. This does not look normal, you all. It doesn't. I sure hope we don't live in a matrix. I really hope we don't. And I hope that this is not some type of an alien technology, an extraterrestrial technology, which means not of this world. They did not originate from this world. Look up here. This is what I've noticed when the rain was coming down, and I think it's so much plasma is what I think is some of these plasma webs. I just want to go through some of these, and then we'll get to it. We really will. See, look at the top of this one right here. Look at the top of that, you all. This is a rather alarming to me. I hope they didn't make these. I really hope it wasn't made. Now, granted, it's not the best camera, but then look at this, you all. Look at all of this, how they're like that. And I've seen lots of rain and lots of plasma and stuff, but this one, it looks rather strange. It really does. It's too solid, way too solid here on the bottom of a raindrop coming down. Even though, you know, it's kind of pixelated, I think the other dimension is blending through also. I really do. I think the other dimension is blending through. That is rain coming down. Why? You have to ask yourself this. Why, when the rain comes down, why does it always have, not all the time, the majority of the time, when it coming down, it is slanted, a perfect slant. Perfect. Just absolutely perfect. Why is it? Why is it absolutely perfect? See, take this one right here. Look at this. And then let's look on the bottom of it. It kind of really does. I'm not joking. It's reminding me of teeny, 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 tiny cubes underneath of it. Teeny, 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 tiny cubes is what it reminds me of. I want to see how many more I've got. I just took only a few screenshots just so I could show. And then I do want to watch that. Okay. Okay, well, somebody waking up from an illusion. Let's read this. This is somebody replied. Since I got this pulled up, I'm going to read it. They're talking about reincarnation. It may not apply in here, but look at this person wrote. Mimi S. Wake up from the illusion. I can remember my past lives. I was white most of my lives. We're in the Middle East. I was Indian. I was black. And this is my first time reincarnated in North America. We choose our body and spirit, but our soul remains the same. Different body, different vessel. You always come back to finish what you need to finish. Sometimes ask yourself, why knock the things you know, like carpentry and building? See, and I can attest to that, you all. I am a very skilled woman in very many areas. Mechanics, carpentry, anything. Anything I set my mind to it, it's like a jack of all trades. Okay, but I'm a Jill of all trades, more or less. I'm really good at it, and I cannot explain how I can do the things that I did. So look, these people make you think that you will die and that's it. It's not true. Have you asked yourself why ghosts exist? They are not ghosts, they are spirits. This time of a 26,000 period, reincarnation stopped because all the beings of this plane will get to go home. There's many places like us, other worlds, and we are not the only ones. Sorry that it's complicated to comprehend, but a lot of the history that was taught in school is wrong. Educate you to be a slave. Energy is currency. That's why you get old quick. They take your energy. And you didn't come to Earth to be a slave from working an 8-to-5 job and pay. That's the program we're trying to get y'all guys out of. Politics, religion, science, etc. Too much program. What's your mission? I know that didn't fit, but you popped up on there, so I decided I'm going to read it. You all, I did. And do we have a lot of people that dropped off during that time? I wonder if we did. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, but that's okay, you all. That was up here. So we're over here at this war memorial. Now, let's get back on track, you all. We can get back on track. You all, we're going to get back on track to this rain because I don't think it's normal. I don't think the plasma is normal looking. I don't. Haven't never been to this memorial right here. We're going to check it out. We are, and we're going to come over here because I've already got the video. Oopsie, Gina, honey, can you push this to you? I really can. You all, get myself out of the way. Yeah, get myself out of the way. Well, there's so many people who are documenting the White House alive webcam. There's so many people, and they seem to enjoy doing that. So I'm going to let them do that. I really am, because I really personally, I don't have any interest in going to the White House and documenting any web plasma. But I'm very thankful that there are people who are doing that, because I don't feel led within my spirit to go there, you all. We got to share this mission, and you know, I know it brings them great joy. Everybody who is going over there sharing what they're finding with the web plasma. I know it does, because it makes me happy to share what I'm sharing. So I don't want to take away from anybody else's thing, and I'm not really drawn to the White House at this time, but I am happy they're looking into it. So let's look at this web plasma. I think I've got this going fast. You all can see this. Look, it is all calm. It's all calm. Gina, can you get this going, you all? Okay, it's all calm. So we're going on like this. Yes, you are. That's right. So look how this plasma is forming right here. Just like that. You've got these great big long extensions going over this war memorial building, and they got their feelers. I'm going to tell you right now, they got their feelers and pointing inside the buildings. These things are massive. This web plasma is very massive. Okay, it really is. I want to try to get a hold of some of these lightning strikes. You are really rain. See, look at this one on the very bottom. I don't think you can see my pointer if I point on it because I'm playing this right here, other than playing it somewhere else. You see down here how this raindrop is so straight at the bottom. It's slanted. I got to put myself over here. This ain't going to do me no good playing this on here like that. It really isn't, because I can't use my pointer on here for you all to see, and I've got to fix that. I got to remedy it. We can remedy it, you all. We really can. I'm going to also, yeah, hello. Thank you for joining. I'm going to get to somewhere that we can remedy that is what I'm going to do. Hello there, Dennis. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining, because I cannot do this. I cannot do this justice by doing that, because I'm not able to point like I want to point. With the OBS Studio showing this, I'm not able to point at all, and it's okay. It really is. Let's see. A EVP. What's a EVP? Close up of the portals tonight. Somebody's got portals. Yeah, hello. So I can do this now. I really can do this. Is what I can do. I'm gonna push the play button and try to make it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it right here now, you all. This is going slow, but we're gonna look at some of these. I think I can drag this. So let's see this a tad bit. Look up here. Oh, Gina, honey, can you pause it? This is not going to let me pause it as much as I want to either, you all. So this is not. I'm just going to play it, because it didn't do me right, you all. It really didn't. It did not do me right at all. Let me put this to me, you all. You are so patient with me. You really are. You're very patient. And I do thank you for being patient. I do. Let's look at this, you all. I can do it like this. Absolutely, I can now. I've got the whole entire thing going right like this. Look up here. You see this area right here? It's a slant. They're all slanted. How can they slant coming down like that? Really, how can they? That's what amazes me. They slant coming down. And then you've got this web plasma that is forming right above that. It's forming right above that light. You see the feelers reaching out? Because that's what they're doing. The feelers are literally reaching out in this area right here. Right down there. Yeah. Let me do this. Well, hello there in Australia. Well, the air is so packed with energy. It really is. It's very, very packed. There's a lot of electrons, a lot of ions, if that's how you say it. Look at that up there. It's like boom. And also right here, you all. Also right there. So look at it right there too. Because it is all over the place. Hello there, Victoria in Australia. Hello. Yeah, I think I don't have that going back there, you. I really don't. That's all right. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to take you to this screen right here. Look at that. Look at that plasma. Is that not the wildest looking thing you've ever seen? It's all different types of plasma and rain coming down, you all. It looks like a war zone. It really does look like a war zone. And if you've ever took pictures of plasma, like plasma rods outside and stuff, I know that you've seen, I hope I don't hit that one button, I know that you've seen different types of plasma in your photos. The skinny ones like this, and then you have the great big wide ones. My experience with the skinny ones, they weren't the good ones. They were not the good plasma for the past, ever since I noticed them, since I started this journey around to 2018, June of 2018, and so on. It's the skinny rod plasmas. They would come around, and they were not friendly. But guess what came to the rescue? The great big wide, these big wide white plasma. They ran off the skinny plasma rods right there. I don't like the skinny plasma rods. This really does look like the other dimension coming through, but you got all this plasma right here that is pouring down. Look at that. It's looping. It's doing everything. This plasma is doing absolutely everything. And I want to, oh yes, that's what I like to do. Want you to watch that, the feelers on this plasma, because they are just extending out. It may be a little close up. We got this plasma front and center right here, you all. And it's centered above this plasma light. And it's got all this energy coming from the rain, from those lightning strikes. Every single bit of it. It's got all of that energy coming down. It just wants to keep extending. This is in Australia, if you're just tuning in. And you know that they've been getting terrible, terrible weather where they're at. Yeah, plasma rod is your new name. Oh my goodness, you are. That's exciting. That is exciting. Plasma rod is your new name. Let's do this right here. We can see this. If you've not seen it before, the plasma, it's really cool to look at. But it may not be your cup of tea. It really may not. And that's okay. That is quite all right. But this is what happens. The plasma forms. I'm not going to show that video. Really, I'm not. The plasma forms. Okay, it'll form again. Let's get to right here. See, this is what it's doing. It's forming. It's got its feelers out right here. It's got its feelers down here. It's got even more extensions. Look how far these feelers are reaching out. And they're moving. You see they're moving because they're alive. They're living. These plasmas are. They're connecting. These are semi-solid right here. And these are just, they're just kind of translucent. They don't got as much energy as these plasma beings do right here. They don't. Look at this plasma. It literally is, it's got its feelers inside this war memorial right here. It really does. Its feelers are inside that war memorial. It's packed full of energy, you all. Look how white this is getting. It's really getting primed with energy. I haven't watched this video, but I'm sure it's going to do something with it getting it so white like that, you all, is what I'm thinking. Yeah. That's right. I'm going to see what it's going to do, since I haven't seen it. And we won't watch this too long. But you can look here on the sides that this plasma, it is trying to feel it's not going to be able to bring this to life, I don't think. Maybe it's trying to take its energy from it. Look at it. It's literally like, I think it is. It's taking some of its energy. I'm going to move that cursor out of the way, you all. They will too. These plasma, they're living entities, and if they have to, they will suck the life out of the other plasma that's around in order to be able to maintain their life, their existence. Look down here at this area right here, how it's like trying to probe inside of there. See, I think it already got split in half right there. Just think it's like interdimensional. It really is, but yet it's in this world. Look at it moving around down here. You see it moving around its tentacle? It's like moving, looking for something. Can I make this? I can't make it any bigger. I made it as... Look at it. See, it just moved to another light source is what it did. It moved its feeler to another light source. Look at all of that. That's why I think the cubes are involved too. AI or... Look down here, down here. Look how it's moving. It's literally going like that and that and that. Because it's intelligent on there. I wonder if it's trying to draw energy from that building too, since it's a war memorial. It could be. It really could be. Look at that other one. It's literally reaching its feeler out at the top. Can you see how strange the edges, the end pieces of the rain, like plasma that is coming down? They're so solid. They really are. They're so solid. Solid black with a white bar going across them. Because they just don't look normal. They really don't. See, in some of these plasma, they're in ball shape. Well, it got bigger. Guess why this got bigger? This got bigger because it absorbed all the energy of that translucent plasma web. That's what it did. It stole its energy so it could be the dominant plasma here. It looks like it's tapping into this one on the ground too. You see its feeler here on the ground? We're right down here. Can you see my cursor? It's tapping into this one too. I wonder what it's going to do. You know, I think originally this one plasma, since they do have the ability to replicate, once they get solid, semi-solid to solid, they can start replicating. And I think, well, we're going to watch whatever it's going to do, because it's going to do something, but it's got its feeler now into the plasma on top of this light. So let's see what it's going to do here. Whoa. Every time I see that, I think of alien interference. I really do. Like interdimensional beings are messing up the cameras. There's so much interference in that rim is what I'm thinking. It is very interesting. And if you would go back and look at this YouTube video and you slow it down and you look at the edges of the raindrops, they're pretty cool. I mean, you can find other things in here to look at too, but it's interesting. And some of these, as they're coming down, they're super wide. That's why I think this is not normal rain at all. It is not. And well, of course, with all this lightning strikes and stuff, it's not normal. Look at that thing. It's growing. That plasma is growing more. I'm trying to see if it's as solid as the one that's right below it, that it's got it's like an umbilical cord attached to it. One's feeding off the other. See how it looks, the edge of it? It just does not look right. This rain doesn't. It's not natural looking. Some of this rain looks like it's coming down. It looks as if it's as wide as that building right there, even though it's close to the camera. That's beside the point, you all. It really is. No, it's not mating. It's just drawing energy. Well, they can replicate themselves. They can. And they can give birth to other types of plasma, like the dark plasma, because I've documented that. A solid yellow-colored plasma web. It gave birth to dark plasma. The dark plasma, you could see it having contractions, and the dark plasma came crawling up. It looked like dirt clods crawling up from the bottom of it on the top and disappearing into the darkness. It did. It's in my plasma web videos web plasma videos. The birthing of web plasma. But it was dark. They looked like dark globs, and they just disappeared into the darkness. Is what happened. Just like that, you all. Just like that. And I wonder how long this one will do this. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna disappear shortly, because that's what's going to happen. It's going to start losing its energy. Oh, the one web coming down. Okay, it's coming down. It's trying to hold on. Look up here by this building. See, it's trying to find places where it can like connect. It's trying to stick its feelers in some sockets. It's got its feelers all in these lights. It does. It's attached to the lights. Boom. Feeding off of them. It's like moving. It's like an octopus moving its legs and stuff. Well, you lost one of your legs because it's shrinking, even though it's becoming kind of solid. This one's almost gone right here. You know, this is like a replica of this one, since they can replicate. But this one's more solid. The distance between the two is becoming wider. Look at it looking. As this tentacle moves, so does this tentacle, or this feeler. It's mimicking. This one's fading away. This went down low, and so that one went down low. So it probably it's fading away into the other dimension. Look down here. Look at that. Starting to shrivel up. As this did this, this did that. It's like that. It's losing part of its body. Oh, it's moving its legs. Look at them moving it. Surfer, thank you. Yeah, look at that. Oh, there's more plasma webs that appeared up here. This one's attached to the building up there. Look how massive this is. This has got itself attached to the building up there. This plasma, it is a monster of a one. Wow. Look at it. If I was if I was in this apartment building or garage or whatever, and I saw this with my own eyes, a massive plasma being, if I could see into that dimension, which I did one time, if I could see it, that would probably be a little bit scary. If I never seen nothing like that before, it probably would be. Yeah, well, this is kind of wow. It really is. I don't know why this one wanted to form over there, because it didn't have enough energy. There's nothing over there for it to draw energy from. There's no light sources, no plasma lights like there is right here. Look at that. Okay, I think this is going to, this is trying to fill itself back out. You all look at it. This is the original one that started from the very beginning right there. The one right above this light. No, I guess it was the strongest one. That was the main source right there, this light right there. Now it's like getting its feelers back into here. Attached to that building. I wonder what they think. I really do. I wonder what they think. Because I know they're bound to think, since they can know that they can, you know, replicate. They can move their little feeler things. Is this trying to make its way over there to that light? I wonder, that light source. Or this one right here. Look, it's trying to get inside the building. This is giving me a hot flash, you all. It is. Watching it. It's really, it's 4 in the morning there. 4:03 in the morning. It's dying out. It don't have enough energy. Um, well, I don't know if they're here to help. I don't. I really don't. And I'm just being honest with you. I have no idea. I know that there is an increase. You know, it was interesting. There was NASA had these products that literally it told you how much electrons, energy, electrons and whatever was ions in the ionosphere. They discontinued it last year. They no longer update them. There's like around, I don't know, 10, 15 products solely that was based on that, and they quit making them. They don't update it no more. And this right here would tell, right here, just how charged, electrically charged this whole entire air is right here. So they all went away. Okay, so we watched this plasma. It was on here like that. We watched the plasma and it was on here. It started from this main plasma web right here. And it just grew and grew and grew, and the rain made it grow even more so. The rain was just charged of electricity. It's so charged it's even messing up the camera here with all those lightning strikes. They're going everywhere. The rain is going everywhere on this camera. Okay, so that's the plasma. That's the plasma. You all, let's quit looking at that. That's the plasma. I don't want to look at that. And it's happening here at this this Anzac War Memorial right there. And here it is located right here. Hyde Park in Australia. You can see it right here from Google Maps. Right there in Australia, where they got all these lightning strikes occurring right there. They got lots of lightning strikes. Let's see if I draw it down, how many they got now. I'm trying to get to see. 40,318 in this whole squared area within the past 24 hours. So we got that. We got the Aztec War Memorial. Close that out. We got the lightning strikes. You know, look, how to survive a plasma apocalypse. So look at this from Reddit, the plasma apocalypse, known as the EMCO, or the electromagnetic plasma changeover event. It is one of the most wild yet interesting conspiracy theories, which it's not a conspiracy, you all. It's not. Excuse me, I've got to get a drink of water. I gotta get a drink of water, you all. So look, so the electronic plasma changeover event is one of the most wild, interesting conspiracy theories this person has came across. Keep in mind that I'm not saying that this will happen anytime soon or at all, but anything is possible. Absolutely, you all. Anything is possible in this world that we live in at this point. Anything. It really is. Anything is possible. According to proponents of this theory, sometime in the future, there will be a celestial event that triggers a portal to open up in the sky, you all. They're talking about a portal opening up in the sky, and supposedly this event is cyclical, and it has happened before in the ancient past. Some say that this event is what destroyed Atlantis. The portal is a plasma vortex above the North Pole that leads to higher realms. Have you all heard about that? A vortex above the North Pole that leads to higher realms. Can we see the North Pole, I wonder? What's at the North Pole? Do y'all know anything that's at the North Pole? I'm just wondering what's up there at the North Pole. Are we allowed to go there? Something like that? Yeah. However, the vortex can only connect with our realm when the Earth's electromagnetic field is down. Supposedly, our planet's protective shield will dissipate after we experience a pole shift. And scientists say pole shifts happen all the time, and they weaken our EMF up to 90%. Okay, 90%. According to NASA, the pole shifts occur about every 200,000 to 300,000 years. However, it's been more than twice that long since the last one took place, and we're way overdue for an event. Some archaeologists claim that a Poe ship once destroyed a global civilization. Global means the whole entire Earth, you all. The whole entire Earth is what it means globally. So when the next one happens, nobody knows, but there is a magnetic anomaly in the South Atlantic that's growing bigger and bigger, and some say it is a sign that another pole shift is imminent. So an anomaly in the South Pacific, is that anomaly the one thing that is like tannish looking? Is that what the anomaly is? Something that's really tannish, that as the ghost satellite goes, it literally like travels around with it. I think it's something like that. I really do, with the ghost satellite. The South Atlantic anomaly. South Atlantic anomaly. We can look at it. We can see an image of it. Okay, South Atlantic anomaly right here. You can see what it looks like right here. The magnetic field splitting is the problem. So I thought I pushed that button, you all. If I didn't, I apologize. So the magnetic field is the problem. So let's look at this, you all. So this is South Atlantic anomaly. The slowly splitting South Atlantic anomaly is a dent in the Earth's magnetic field. Well, it could be, you know, and you see that right there. Things like that just floating around, you all. So they're talking about a South Atlantic anomaly. Okay, that's fine. Fine and dandy. While a pole shift is realistic, the idea of a portal opening up in the sky sounds very far-fetched. Similar concept is referred both in the Quran and the Bible. They say during the apocalypse, the heavens will recede like a scroll being rolled up. This theme is also present in many television shows. In Gravity Falls, which is a real place, there is an apocalyptic event known as Weirdmageddon that begins after an interdimensional rift opens up in the sky and otherworldly creatures pour out and the laws of physics begin to unravel. That sounds pretty apocalyptic. I personally would not be surprised to see something like that in the sky. I wouldn't be surprised to see the sky open. I've seen those great big winged beings, human-like bodies, fly out with 20 to 30 feet wingspan like that. They were massive, came out of the rift in the sky, the chasm. The clouds literally parted, and out through there, they came flying out. 6 or 7 of them. So I would not be surprised whatsoever. I wouldn't. The MCO believers, look at this. The MCO believers claim that the absence of our electromagnetic field will temporarily cause zero gravity. It sounds far-fetched, they say, but the name Gravity Falls seems to imply zero gravity. You all can look up that Gravity Falls because it really is. It's a really strange place, but it does sound like it. It does. So look, they got this show right here. What is this show right here? I don't know what this show is. Dipper's birthmark on his forehead. I don't know what that is. The show contains occult symbolism. There are many eye-seeing Masonic symbols hidden in it. So look at that. They say that this is the real rapture. Okay, during the zero gravity, things that are not secured to the ground will begin to float and get sucked up into the portal. You all, there is something in here that I've read before that you should pay close attention to because it's yeah. Let's just talk about this, you all. It's kind of interesting. It really is. During zero gravity, things that are not secured to the ground will begin to float and get sucked up into the portal. Okay, I want to make sure I've got that on there. They say that this is the real rapture, an end-time event preached by some Christians where believers are taken up to heaven. Okay, the Futurama, that's what the name of this is. The Futurama movie seems to predict the plasma apocalypse. So the plasma apocalypse, because we got web plasma, it's coming all over the place, you all. And these lights, they're literally drawing it. And if our electromagnetic field is falling, it's just letting in all this We got all this energy flowing, and we really do. We got a lot of energy flowing, a lot of lightning strikes. It's not doing us any good. It really isn't. So once again, there's a rip in the sky acting as an interdimensional gateway. And after the main characters go on an expedition to investigate it, they learn the laws of electromagnetism change when you near it. So look at this, you all. This is really interesting right here. The protagonist, Fry, ends up being sent into the rift, and it discovers the beast with a billion backs and a colossal one-eyed tentacle creature made of a substance known as electromatter. The beast awakens and begins invading Earth by forcing its appendages through the portal. So appendages, that's the thing that I call feelers. That's what I call feelers. They're appendages. I'm saying they're feelers. They're calling it the appendages, and I guess you can. Supposedly during the MCO event, the plasma streams will come out of the vortex and spiral down around the Earth, looking for places to ground itself, to attach itself. And some of the streams will find human hosts. And similarly, the beast, which resembles a giant plasma ball, will attempt to attach itself to everyone. Okay, so they're calling this plasma a beast. So they're demonizing this plasma. Okay, so they're demonizing the plasma because of the interdimensional rift that opened up in the sky. Okay, that's fine. But we got to read this, you all. We really are. They say that some plasma streams attach themselves to non-living hosts, reanimating the dead and bringing machines and other inanimate objects to life. A scene in Ghostbusters seems to depict when a portal opens and the spirits possess the corpse, even a giant corporate mascot. Well, spirits can possess. After encountering the beast, Fry returns to Earth with a tentacle attached to his neck. You know what that reminds me of? The Science Channel did a movie called When Aliens Invade the Earth. And I actually also on my channel right here, I have that on there, when aliens invade the Earth. And they had these spiky balls that got attached to them like they're this great big black ship. Massive black ship appears in orbit above the Earth. It's humongous, and it lets out all these little spiky balls, and they go down to the Earth, and it looks like there's a great big net made around the Earth, but they ended up on the ground, and they just kept multiplying and multiplying and multiplying, and they stuck themselves to the necks of the humans on the Science Channel. Yeah, and the scientists didn't know what it was. Yeah, but they came from outer space. So look at this. So he tells everybody that to love the tentacles and becomes the pope of a religion that worships them. Okay, so Fry returns to Earth with a tentacle attached to his neck. He tells everyone to love the tentacles and becomes the pope of a religion that worships them. The theme of the tentacles controlling people's minds is so many other movies. Okay, the plasma streams will erase their host's memory. Once again, far-fetched, but it's speculated that the electric plasma could interact with our electric brains, and researchers found that electricity can be used to wipe someone's mind. I'm sorry, I jump all over the place. Is plasma an alien life form? The term was borrowed from blood plasma because it describes the substance life-like behavior. 99% of the universe is made up of plasma. If plasma is actually sentient, could it be considered an omnipotent entity? Is this universal plasma God? After Fry succeeds in converting everyone, the beast reveals that it wants to marry humanity and bring them into its dimension, which resembles heaven. This seems to be a reference to the rapture event mentioned earlier and the biblical idea that believers are the bride of Christ. So let's see this. So this is what gets me right here. This one right here, you all. This right here gets me. What the military does. This is really interesting. So earlier in the movie, the military attempts to launch a missile into the gateway. The IMCO theorists say that the elite will do something similar. They will launch rockets into the vortex in an attempt to escape. Supposedly, the opening of the portal will give humanity a chance to ascend. To buy some time, the elite will use Project Bluebeam to fake an alien invasion. They will do this to explain away the arrival of the interdimensional creatures and the people being raptured. And when the elite make their getaway, the masses will assume that they're just fighting off the ET invaders. So, yeah. So let's see this, you all. If you've never heard of this before, I never heard of it until last year, so it's kind of interesting. So they say the elite will try to, look at this. Get this is the part. This is the part you might want to listen to too. This is right here. With all that's went on today, the past 3 years. So they also say the elite will try to prevent people from ascending with them by creating an artificial electromagnetic field that holds back the plasma while Earth's natural one is down. In the Futurama movie, the governments of the world symbolically do the same. Perhaps this is the real reason why the corporations spray smart dust in our atmosphere. In the movie, they discover robots. Get this, they discover that robots cannot pass through the portal. Only organic matter can. So maybe this is true, and that's why there's a sudden push to merge humans with machines. The shield fails. That's what happens. The shield fails, as stated earlier, and the beast succeeds in invading the earth. Here it is interesting to note that when the central tentacle shoots down in the center of the city, it is reminiscent of the mythological world tree that connects our realm into the realm of the gods. So there it is right there. Shoots its main tentacle into the earth. It's like the realm of the gods down there like that. The central tentacle compared to the world tree. Some say that the elite are going to trigger this event, and scientists at CERN openly admit that they are looking for other dimensions, and the creator of the D-Wave has stated quantum computers will summon Lovecraft's great old ones. Tentacle beings seem to symbolize the plasma apocalypse, and in the mist, the military opens an interdimensional doorway and a Lovecraftian monster comes through. This movie seems to hint at the mist that will appear when IMCO begins. The mist will be caused by the depressurization of our atmosphere that happens once Earth's electromagnetic field goes down. So, look, more people say, just like a black hole, the vortex will suck in all the heat energy in its vicinity, create a whirlwind of supercooled air, and this whirlwind will evolve into a massive storm that flash freezes everything in its path. They say most of the world's water will get sucked up into the vortex, and some of it will pass through the storm and turn into giant hailstones, and the water that's not frozen will become radioactive from the radiation given off by the vortex and turn into blood red rain. This kind of sounds like the Nibiru system, too. It really does. At the climax of the plasma apocalypse, even larger plasma beings will begin striking the earth like lightning. Now, wait a minute, you all. We just don't. Come on now. Come on now. We're talking about these lightning strikes, you all. It'd be striking the earth like lightning, you all. Just like this lightning right here. The plasma beams will be striking the earth like lightning. Boom! Just like that, you all. Is that not wild? That's kind of wild. I hope I'm on that screen. Striking the earth like lightning, this plasma. Come on now, you got to shrink down. Boom. That's so weird. I didn't know that. I really didn't. But this lightning is all over the place. It really is. Striking the earth like lightning, the plasma. Isn't that interesting? It really is interesting. Larger plasma beings will begin striking the earth, carving out new canyons and pulverizing the mountains. In some places, plasma beams will liquefy the ground, causing mud floods that bury entire cities. This part of the event reads almost exactly like Revelation. Well, listen, I thought there's people who do things about the mud flood, all of the things that were buried before under the mud flood. Remember that? It got buried before. Yeah, the mud floods. Yes. So look at this. They said this is Revelation 16. Then there comes flashes of lightning, rumblings, peals of thunder, and a severe earthquake. No earthquake like it has ever occurred since mankind has been on the earth. So tremendous was the quake. The great city collapsed into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations collapsed. God remembered Babylon the Great and gave her the cup filled with the wine of his fury. Every island fled away. The mountains could not be found. From the sky, huge hailstones, each weighing about 100 pounds, fell on the people, and they cursed God on account of the plague of hell because it was so terrible. So, once the pole shift is complete, the electromagnetic field will restabilize and the portal will close. Few will ascend and many will die, but some will survive. The majority of survivals will have had their memories wiped, but there will still be a few who remember, and the people who remember will record what happened by carving symbols into the stone, just like our ancient ancestors once did. Some of them will form secret groups and use their knowledge for gain, and others will spread it freely and create religions, and then they'll become the world leaders. Or the Book of Eli. You remember that right there movie? I seen that. That was kind of sad. And then this right here, when iRobot right here. This is very Wally. This was very depressing. I watched it one time and I did not want to watch it ever again because they took the humans up in space and the robots did everything and all the humans gained weight. Every single one of them. I did not like that movie. I wouldn't even recommend it. So let's look at this. The planet, now teeming with electrical energy, will be an environment that promotes a new life. Lifespans, children will be born with different supernatural abilities and all of that kind of stuff, you all. So the plasma apocalypse is destructive, yet it is a creative force. It's the reset button, according to that theory, you all. The reset button, according to that theory. So, yeah, so it sounds kind of wild, like this plasma right here. But this plasma that you see right here, it's growing in intensity, and the lightning strikes that are happening around the world doesn't happen. It don't help it at all. It really doesn't. It doesn't make anything better. And it interferes with people's emotions, their moods, everything. And you get a lot of static electricity on you, too, is what happens. You get all that static electricity going. So, yeah. CME, plasma, energy cleaning, and all that kind of stuff, you all. Well, we can have some energy cleaning going on. We really can. Oh, my goodness gracious, you all. That's right. So they don't want a portal opening up in the sky because they don't want humanity vanishing. And if humanity does, they'll say, well, it was a fake alien. It was an alien invasion, and they took away the humans. So it says few will ascend and stuff like that. So there's a lot of movies and a lot of books and stuff that are written about things like that. And who knows what's going to happen. Although we see things happening right now that we never thought we'd see in our lifetimes. But it doesn't stop them from happening. It doesn't. So I am going to go, you all. We got all this plasma that's going crazy. And we got this wild lightning strikes that really are global. Except for the countries that are not letting us see the lightning strikes in their countries. I'm sure it's not an isolated event. I'm sure it isn't. Yeah. I haven't been overlooking at the Soho product. The sun had lots of holes in it. It really did. Yeah. Well, I am going to go, you all. And thank you, moderators, for being on here. Thank you all for coming on here, too. So it's really interesting. If you haven't heard about that MCO event, that's interesting. And this plasma right here, it's real, and it is growing. And it really is being seen all over the place. And I'm glad a lot more people are documenting the plasma. I think they documented it years and years and years ago. but it never did catch mainstream. But I think it's catching mainstream now, so that's good. It's good to see, more people looking into it because it really is real, and it doesn't matter if the cameras are picking it up or not. Just because a human can't see it doesn't mean it's not there because it's obviously there. Um, so with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day and evening or morning, whatever time it is where you're at. And thank you so much for watching this video, you all. Have a wonderful evening. Love you.